today we are going to talk about debugging. Now, some of you who don't have any background in coding might find this a little difficult. Okay, consider this optional. Okay, it's not mandatory. You don't have to necessarily have to debug, but this is a nice to have, and it's a good differentiator. Okay, people with debugging skills are looked up. Now, it's also going to help you in troubleshooting problems. Okay, how? I'm going to tell you. Now, before we go into debugging, for those of you who don't understand code, let me show you how the code flows from a very high level. Now, we understand sales order, right? A sales order create via VA01. VA01, and then you enter the customer, and then you enter the materials. What happens behind the scenes? Now you see, availability check happens, right? I think you're not able to see it. Maybe the text is in different. Right? Availability check happens. What happens after that? Pricing happens, right? And then incompletion check happens, whether the document is complete or not. Credit check happens if the document is okay for credit, right? And the list goes on and on and on. There are so many things that happen, like availability check, pricing, incompletion, credit check, transfer of requirements. Before saving, there are certain things that happen. After saving, there are certain things that happen. And of course, the document is saved and the process stops. So these are some of the things that happen during the creation of a sales order. Okay. Now, how do you find out what is a program that's triggered when you create a sales order? Go to VA01 or VA02. Okay, and click on this little notepad kind of a thing to the right bottom corner. You will see the program there. The program is, in this case, SAP MV45A. Okay, then you can open that program, SAP MV45A, okay, in the ABAP editor. I'll show you what an ABAP editor is. It's like a text editor. Only thing is you can edit ABAP code there. You can write your own code. So you open that code in the editor, and then if you want to find out the code where, for example, availability check happens, or for example, something else happens, let's say incompletion log happens. Okay, is that noise from my end or? Okay, that beeping noise is from my end though. It's my small little UPS. Okay, so you want to find out where the code is, where certain things like availability check or incompletion or credit management happens. Now we can't find that out because the code is embedded very deep inside. If you think of the volume, probably this program, this little program, I shouldn't say it's little because it's very big. I think it runs into the total amount of code that can possibly be run when you create a complex program like a sales order creation could run into many thousands of lines. I suspect it will be somewhere around 100,000 plus lines of code. Okay, so in that 100,000 lines of code, I don't think we will be able to find out where availability check happens, where incompletion happens, where this happens, that happens. And it's for a good reason. SAP doesn't intend us to find out where that code is. So why do we even need to bother? Is the first question that might come to your mind. The first situation where you would want to look at the code is something called as a user exit. Okay, so what is this user exit?